That's an F1. It looks like a GTR in there. We're going to be checking that out in a couple minutes. So we're going to jump in right now, take a look at the McLaren, see what they got here. So kind of cool stuff flies by us, I guess, on the main road here, because so far we've had flybys from everything. Aventadors, 812s, M cars galore. We've had just about everything. We got a Koenigsegg over there we got to check out. There has been pretty much everything that has driven by at this point. And it makes me kind of sad not having my M2 anymore. I have no fun car anymore, so that's a bit disappointing. But let's take a look at the McLarens over here. As I pointed out in other videos, I'm actually not that big of a McLaren guy, so like I can't tell the difference between one model and another. I really can't. Like any Ferrari, I could tell you like the slightest differences between them. McLarens, I can't tell you like at all. There's some that I can recognize very clearly, and ooh, over there we got a Ferrari 360. Let's actually head down there and take a look at the 360, because that is one of my dream cars. That is one of the cars that we're going to be buying hopefully in the next like 5 years, as long as the prices don't skyrocket. That is so awesome. We got like the for sale cars back here, I presume, or the service cars, the stuff that isn't really show worthy, which is pretty sad, because in one part of town this thing is incredible to see, and in Greenwich all of these are peasant models. But yeah, this is so awesome to see a 360 red tan interior, absolutely gorgeous. And right next to it is actually one of my ultimate dream cars, which is the 812 Superfast. So really, really cool to see kind of both of my dream Ferraris sitting right next to each other. And then to do a quick wrist check, because I can't believe I didn't do a wrist check during this video, as I'm going to a bunch of Ferrari cars. Michael Schumacher, Omega Speedmaster, awesome vintage watch. I got the red and yellow one, which basically commemorates Michael Schumacher's time with Ferrari in his racing days. So that is the watch I chose to wear for this event. Just wanted to do a quick wrist check. So yeah, I hope to one day own an 812. The 360 definitely is going to happen. It's just 812. It's going to take a lot longer to get there, but the 360 is 100% doable within the next 5 years for me, unless the prices skyrocket into oblivion, which they seem to be doing now, because that 360 there, I don't know if that's a manual or if it is a, oh, let's take a look. Is it an F1 or is it a manual? It is a manual. So the manual ones are ridiculously priced nowadays. Ooh, you got a GT3 RS over there, but the manual ones are ridiculously expensive. But even just the F1 transmission Ferrari 360s are now like ridiculously unaffordable. Like the 360 I could have bought for 80, 90,000, like 100 tops for like a good model, and now they're going for like 120, 130. So I'm getting priced out of the 360 very quickly in a span of like a month. Really unfortunate. So we'll see what the 360 prices do. But you got I think the GT3 RS over there revving, which is insane. So the 360 I am hoping to again buy in 4 or so years. It's just a matter of whether I get priced out with the appreciation that they're starting to do now. We'll see. We'll see how those prices are, as you got every M car ripping it by me on the main street here. Let's continue taking a look at the McLarens. The only one I do recognize is you got the F1 inside there. So we're gonna actually walk right by these and just go straight to that car. Actually, before that, we're gonna take a look at this McLaren Senna here, because you can kind of see it on the front here. Everyone's looking at it, so it's hard to get a close-up shot. But you see it's like part orange, part purple. So depending on the angle that you're looking at this car, it'll change colors. And you can kind of see it on the back here where it says 360. So like one angle looks purple, turn the camera, starts to turn orange. So it's really, really cool. So then coming inside here, you got the P1 GTR over here, which is insane. This thing is nuts. I've never seen this version, the GTR version, in person. The regular P1 I've seen a bunch in person, like more than I can count at this point, which is kind of crazy to say. But taking a look at this thing, that is nuts. I've never seen any version of the F1 in person, so to see the racing version is just ridiculous. One of the coolest cars here besides that 250 GTO at the other event. So let's take a look at the P1 GTR, because this is again a car I've never seen before in person, after seeing multiple regular basic, I guess, peasant P1s compared to this. Basically like a race version. I don't know if this thing is street legal. I'd love to find out, but that is wild. And then for comparison, you have the basic P1 in one of the coolest colors that you could get the P1 in when it first launched. The interior, really, really awesome. Take a look at the back with the wing up. Really, really sick. And there you can see them kind of, not really side by side, but you can kind of compare the two. how one just looks a little bit more hardcore than the other. Not by all that much, but by enough. So like one of the crazy things about cars like this, like the P1 specifically, and then I guess a lot of cars, is because they come out with so many cars now, so many new cars, not just McLaren, but McLaren I guess is the most guilty of this. But because they come up with so many new models, like everyone forgets about the old models. Like I know now you have the W1, which no one really seems to care about. Everyone still loves the P1. It's easy to forget about the P1 when you have like the Senna and all the other crap that they're coming out with now. It's easy to forget that this thing exists, because when this thing first debuted with like the Porsche 918 and the LaFerrari, this thing was like ridiculous. Even though I've seen more of these than I can count, which is very cool to say, it is still awesome to just take a moment and like look at it and say, yeah, this thing was a legend when it first came out, and it's still awesome to see, especially this close up, because when it first launched, like it was behind rope, like you really couldn't get up close to the car and really look at it, whereas now it's just sitting here, like everyone's walking around the car, and the F1 GTR is the one that's behind the rope. So very cool. But take a look at this thing. I don't know what this thing is. I don't know what any McLaren is, but this thing is really, really cool. Look at that. You have the matte carbon, really cool. The wheels on this one are especially gorgeous. I've never seen wheels like that before. So if you've seen the other event that I was just at, the concourse event, I skipped a lot of cars there because there's just so much. You really can't show everything. You can't cover everything. There's just too many cars. This is kind of one of those situations too. A lot of McLarens here. Not going to cover everything, especially if I don't know every single model name. It's kind of defeats the purpose of recording all of them. I only know the real special stuff. So we're gonna pretty much just walk down. I think Pagani is the next one after that. And Greenwich never fails to disappoint. Like, look at that crowd. So before we go inside and take a look at the Zonda, take a look at the Pagani Huayras on the outside. You got this gorgeous, just simple one, like a pearl color. You got the Roadster, very, very nice blue carbon. I feel like I've seen this one before. I also feel like I've seen that before. Definitely seen both of these before. That's the thing when you live in Connecticut, is like typically like a Pagani is like insanely rare. The problem is once you live in Connecticut, you see so many of these. Like, they're cool to see, but they don't really phase you all that much. Like, yeah, these are cool to see, but I've already seen them 100 times, which is kind of crazy to say. And as a nice M2 drives by, it makes me miss my M2 that I just sold. So it's kind of a shame being without a fun car. This is why we came in here, for these cars right here. So here, this is probably one of my favorite Zondas of all of them. Really cool to see this in person. I've seen a couple of them now, like different specs of variations. They all seem to be some kind of one-on-one, but to see this one, really, really awesome. And what's crazy is there appears to be 2 of them. So that is crazy. I don't know how many of these exist. I think there's only like 2 or so that exist. Wow, that is nuts. 2 that exist, or not 2 that exist, 5 that exist from what I believe. Look at that. That is so awesome. And then there's 2 of them here. That is absolutely ridiculous. Really, really cool. Again, this is my absolute favorite Zonda of all of them. You got, I believe this is the Revolution in the back. Really, really cool. Basically like a race car spec. Really awesome. I seen this one last time. This one was here, the last event that we did down in Greenwich. If you guys ever get a chance to come here, make sure you use the bathrooms at this dealership too, because the bathrooms are absolutely really, really cool. And I was wrong, because there's apparently 3 of them. Yeah, to see like your favorite Zonda, 2 of them in the same place, that is so awesome. Like when I first saw like the spec on this car, I absolutely loved it. So again, like I said before, to see two of them in the same place is just the coolest thing, especially with everything open on one, everything closed on the other. The Pagani dealer always has really cool stuff. It's always a good thing to visit them. Now we're walking by the Bentley dealership. I'm not gonna stop into Bentley. There's nothing really in there for me. They don't have anything that excites me all that much. So we're walking towards Aston Martin. Now the Aston Martin, as I've said in other videos, is going to be the next purchase for me. But before we apparently get to the Astons, a Jarrah RS. Didn't know this car was even going to be here, so that is pretty awesome to see. All the Bugattis in the back. So let's actually take a look at what Aston Martin has before we get to the Bugattis, because that's generally going to be the bigger stuff. I know they have one of the newer ones, the rare ones, the Bolide or whatever it's called. We're definitely going to check that out, but really cool to see a Jarrah RS here. We got a Huracan. Very nice. Check that out. Here are the Aston Martins. Let's go around this way, see what they got inside. I believe this is the Valhalla, I believe. The Valkyrie I've seen, which is really cool. Valkyrie AMR Pro, also insane. But to see two of these, one in the green, the classic green, which I think is the green that you gotta get it in. And then over there, you have the silver, also really awesome. But let's see what is inside here. Oh, very nice. Very nice. This is very cool. In the black, love it. But check this out from the back. I've seen this before, but to see it again, like, so cool. And we're moving on yet again. One of the unfortunate things is because there's so much stuff, you have to skip by a lot of the cars. Like, you can't just record every single car because there's just so many. And this would either be a 5 hour long video, or it would be like 20 parts. But let's flip the camera. Let's take a look at a couple of these. Over here, got the Maserati, I believe, 599. Is this the manual? No, it is not, but still very cool. Easy to forget that these exist now that everyone kind of loves the 812, and now you have the new one, the 12-cylinder. And then on top, oh, here we go. There it is. There is the manual. I don't know if this is a conversion or if this is a factory, but considering it's at Miller, I would assume this is probably an original manual 599, which is nuts. They didn't make all that many of these, so to see one is really cool, like once in a lifetime kind of thing. Ooh, we got a very special car there. The I believe that's what is it? The MP4. I've seen this like twice before. It is a one of one. I saw it at a car show, and I actually saw it driving, which is really cool. I believe it has a New York plate on it. To see it again after so many years is really cool. Last time I saw this was probably, I don't know, at least 10 years ago. So it's been a long time since I've seen that. Have I seen these? No, I've never seen these actually before. The Singer I've seen, but not in this color, in the green carbon fiber. Never seen the green carbon. Get the Bugatti. I believe this is the Devo. I don't know if these are all Devos. I don't know all the models of Bugatti that they have, because they do a lot of like concept cars. I know they have like their Gran Turismo cars, stuff like that. You got the Bolide in the back. We're going to take a look at that in a little bit, but let's head over inside here first. Check out what's in the showroom. Check this out. This is the Singer. So I saw a couple of these now in person. I was amazed the first time I saw this with how massive the doors are. Literally almost the length of the entire car, which is pretty nuts. I saw one of these also on the road. It may have been this one driving to another car show. So really cool to see. Now these were fenced off when I saw them last time, so to see up close is really cool. Here's the one Bugatti. You got the other Bugatti. Let's walk by, take a look at this one. Yeah, absolutely nuts from the back. But here is a showstopper. I don't know how many of these exist, but it's the Bolide. This thing is ridiculous. Like, this is also one of those like once in a lifetime cars that you'll probably never see again. Now, knowing Miller, they'll probably do another event one day when they get like 5 of these in the same room together, because they tend to do events like that. But it is very awesome to see this, and I'm gonna assume I'll probably never see it again. Got the Michelin Pilot Sports wheels, look really cool. Check that. Got the exposed radiators on this thing. So we're gonna wrap up this entire video pretty much with my two dream cars behind me, the 360 and the 812. Of all the exciting cars here, these are the two I'm gonna choose to wrap up this video with, because yeah, there's so many levels to this, it's unbelievable. You think you have money for a nice car by having a nice M2, and then the 360 exists. You think you have money by having a 360, the 812 exists, and there's so many levels. Like, I literally saw a $48 million car today. That is just, money's not real, guys. The stuff that I saw here today. If you guys live in New England, make sure at some point in your lives you check out one of the concours events that Greenwich does. And then if you do, make sure you also check out the stuff that Miller Motorcars does. They do events every now and then as well, like without anything else going on in Greenwich. But whenever the concours are on, they do events over here. And as you can see in the video, like absolutely mind-blowing stuff. Like the Pagani, the Cinque, there's two of them. That is wild. The fact that there were two of them. I didn't think that there were going to be even two of them. The Bugattis, I know there was that one, the Bolide, that was confirmed. The fact that the other ones are there is also insane. So every single time they do this event, like they just blow it out of the water, like year over year. Like this is probably one of the most insane car show days I've ever had. And I've been to a lot of car shows. I've seen a lot. Yeah, there's really not much that excites me that much, but some of the stuff that I saw here today was like truly special. Whether it's in this video or in the other one where I cover the full concourse event, it's been absolutely crazy stuff. So I know I'm in a very privileged position living in Connecticut, where a Pagani Huayra really doesn't faze me all that much because I've seen so many of them, but it is still just really awesome to see them in one place. It's insane. That's gonna be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching on Driveway Journey. Till next time.